Alright guys, Motor Ready here. Welcome to my channel again. So the next one I want to quickly cover is the controls and a little bit about the dash. Just a very quick high level overview and rundown. So I'll start from the left and I'll kind of go towards the right. So the volume, straightforward, right? So if you want to increase the volume, you use the volume control, and you kind of see the volume increasing in the dash. So again, you can increase the volume of the music, right, from the speakers in the motorcycle, or the same button would also increase the volume from your comm system if the music is actually coming from the comm system. And the button right next to it is the button for the adjustable windshield, and this is an awesome feature in this version of the Goldwing, which was not in the previous version. So I'm really happy that I have this feature. And again, especially when you're in very hot or very cold conditions, right, being able to adjust the windshield on the fly is very handy. Again, yeah, coming back to the controls, the talk button. So if you press the talk button once, while you actually have your phone connected, it would open up the address book, and you can then use the joystick like control here to pick the number that you want to call for you to call. The talk button also, when you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay connected, you can summon the Google Assistant or Siri and just have it do whatever you want it to do. For example, in my case, I would say, "Hey Google," or you don't have to actually do the "Hey Google," because pressing the talk button actually invokes the assistant. So you can just say, "Take me to the Buc-ee's on Crab River Road." That's a spot that I generally go and refuel before I go on my weekend rides and so on. So you can actually give voice commands. So it's very handy from that standpoint. Of course, the horn button is here, and it's very loud. I don't know if I've actually honked the horn for you guys to hear it. There you go. The button right below is the turn signal. It's quite convenient. It's very easy to reach, very easy to operate. It's quite big too, so even when you have a thick glove, it's really not a problem. And this is the downshift for the automatic transmission, and you have the upshift button right here. And the button on top is for high beam and for passing. So you push the button forward and it turns on the high beam, and you also just make it blink if you wanted to flash the oncoming traffic and so on. The reverse is this button. So the way you engage the reverse is you press on the front brake, you put the bike to neutral, you press the front brake, and then you hit the reverse for you to be able to reverse. So that's a very nice handy feature. And this is like the universal mute, if you will. So if you want to just mute audio or everything about the bike from the audio system, you can actually hit the mute button, and that comes in quite handy, especially like when you want to stop and talk to somebody. You can just I just press the mute button, so that way I don't have to keep messing with the actual app that's playing the music and turn off the music there. You can just press this button, it'll kind of mute everything. So very handy from that standpoint. This is the back button. So depending on which screen you are in the dash, like if you have an app that's running, like say Google Maps, if you want to go to the previous screen, you can just hit the back button here, and the button right above is the home button. So home button will always take you to the home screen. So I don't have a Android Auto connected right now, so this is kind of the home screen. But if you have Android Auto connected, it'll take you to the home screen where you have all the apps displayed and so on. So fairly straightforward. Now coming to the dash itself, right on the left you have some key information like the air temperature. You can use the buttons here in the control to like you can you have the air temperature. Let me zoom a little bit. Okay, you have the air temperature, but you can also make it show the cruise control speed that's set. Of course, the bike is not in motion right now, so it will not show you any number, but then when you're cruising at 70 miles an hour, if you really want to know where you have set the cruise control, that you'll have the information there. And then here you have the trip meter. Of course, I'm very bad at resetting my trip meter. And then you can also toggle to see the total miles and so on. And then the third one is it shows the range, how much fuel is still left. Also, you can use to see the pressure in your tire, the front tire and the back tire. So it comes in very handy and it works quite well. Of course, the analog speedometer is very handy. It's very elegant too. I really like it. Now coming to the right, you have the analog RPM gauge, and then you have it kind of tells you which gear the bike is in. Of course, it's automatic, but it does have gear, right? So it does shift gear, and it also shows the riding mode that you are in. You have 3 riding modes or 4 riding modes, right? Tour, Econ, Sport, and Rain. And on the right side, it kind of shows if you have like right now you can see my side stand is also on, so it's kind of showing me that the side stand is on. And then you have the temperature gauge, and if there's if you have the saddlebags or the trunk open, it'll kind of show that as well. And at the very right, you have the preload adjustment. Right now I've just set it for just the rider, but if you want to stiffen up your rear suspension based on the load, you can make those adjustments in the controls, and then that'll actually show you displayed there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now when it comes to the controls over here, you have the info button, which kind of shows you some information in the dash here, like the fuel consumption, trip A, trip B. It also shows the instantaneous fuel consumption, but again I don't think it really works very well, and few other information, but I really hardly use it. And you have the button to turn on heated grips, you have the button to turn on heated seats. This is the button I was talking about in my other video, where you can toggle the audio from the speakers in the Goldwing to your comm system and so on. So when I'm actually passing through a town, or when I'm actually stopped in a signal, I don't want music playing from my Goldwing speakers because it's quite loud, so I'll want to have the music playing from my comm system, so that way I don't disturb folks around me and so on. And this is the button for the fog lights. Coming to the right side, if you want to put the bike in manual mode, you set it, you press this button and it'll kind of put it in manual mode, which means you will then use the controls to downshift and upshift and so on. So you can do that, or you can set it to the automatic mode and the bike will shift for you. And this is the button to go to neutral, and if when you're ready to get going, you can hit the D, is when it engages the gear, and you can then take off. I just spoke about the cruise control buttons in my previous videos, so I don't have to go through it again. And this is the button for the hazard lights, very convenient. And this is the engine kill switch, and then you have the button for the different modes, so you can toggle from Tour to Sport to Econ to Rain. Straightforward. You have the engine, this is the main switch, right, if you will. You can turn off the bike, and then the windshield will come down automatically. And then if you want to lock it, the locking aspect is also pretty straightforward. All you really need to do is just twist it to the left a little bit, and it will lock pretty handy. And it will only do that if you have the key along with you. If the key is further away from the bike, it wouldn't work. That was pretty much it. Again, I think the controls are very well laid out. Maybe there's one more thing I want to probably have to talk about when it comes to the controls and so on, right? So the way you access the fuel gauge is there's a small button here. Press it. Oh, I've locked the brake. Give me just a second. So you press the button here, There you go. So you press the button and it'll open up this compartment. Yeah, this is also another, you know, storage space, if you will, but I really don't put anything here. And then there is another button here that you need to press for you to open the fuel you know, fuel area where you'll gas up. So again, it's not the most straightforward, but yeah, you really, you know, you'll get used to it. Really not a big deal. That's pretty much it, guys. Well, there's one more I forgot to mention. And you have, so it does have heated seats for the Pillion too. So, and this is the button for the Pillion. You know, they can control their heating if they want to. So it's currently in the off mode. You can increase it. I think there are 5 settings, and it does get quite warm, so very convenient. It's not just for the seat, but even the Pillion backrest also tends to heat up and so on. So it's very convenient from that standpoint. But again, in my case, I'm a solo rider, so it doesn't really matter. That's it. Thank you.